Hello. Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello. Can you see me? Yes or no? Yes? Okay. How are you? Welcome to the first lesson. Okay. Em, Primero que todo, voy a decir solamente esto en español para todos, ¿ok? El chat que ustedes ven al costado es solamente para colocar su nombre y apellido cuando se conecten y para hacerme preguntas sobre lo que voy a decir en la clase, para hacerme preguntas, para también preguntar sus dudas o para responderme cosas que yo vaya a preguntar en esta clase. No es para que conversen entre ustedes, ni se manden mensajes, ni manden emojis, emoticones, etc. Nada de eso. Solo nombre y apellido cuando ingresen, preguntas hacia mí o respuestas hacia mí. ¿Entendido? Yo espero, porque esto tiene un desfase. Ya, repito. El chat es solo para colocar su nombre y apellido y para hacerme preguntas o para responder cosas de lo que yo voy a hacer en la clase. Yeah, okay, so let's start with the lesson. First of all, I'm going to explain you how are we going to work these weeks, okay? Every Wednesday, I'm going to upload a video to my channel, Miss Camila, that's the name of my channel, with the lesson of the week. In the video, I'm going to give you a homework every Wednesday, okay? And every Friday, we're going to have this live streaming. So we're going to check the content of the lesson of the video, and also we're going to check the homework. Do you understand? Yes? Okay. Okay. Very good. So today, the first thing that we're going to do today is to check one of the worksheets that I sent you. This worksheet, can you see the picture? Let's see. Okay, this worksheet, we're going to check this worksheet, please. The reading worksheet. Okay, so the idea is that you obviously read the reading comprehension and then you have to answer some questions related to the text, to the reading text. Okay, so let's check the questions first. Number one, the example was, what does Annie love to do? She loves to walk on the mountain. That was the example, the first question. Okay, let's continue with number one. Number one, who does she walk with? Who does she walk with? The answer to that question is she walks with her father or brother. The idea is that you put father or brother, but the complete answer is she walks with her father or brother. Number two, where does she live? The correct answer is she lives in the country. She lives in the country. Okay. Number three, how long does she walk? How long does she walk? The correct answer is She walks 1/2 hour. She walks 1/2 hour. Number 4. What time does she arrive to school? The correct answer is she arrives at 9 a.m. She arrives at 9 a.m. Number 5. What do they do at the weekend? The correct answer is they go for a hike on the mountain. They walk for a hike on the mountain. And finally, number 6. Where does her father work? Where does her father work? The correct answer is he works in a veterinary clinic. He works in a veterinary clinic. Okay? If your answers are okay, so please check yourself your answers. If your answers are, some of them are wrong, please correct them. Okay? Very good. That is the first part of the lesson. No, I'm sorry. The true or false now. The true or false. Okay, let's start. Number 1. True. Number 1 is true. Okay, number 2. False. And remember that you have to correct the false ones. Number 2, false. And the correct sentence is Annie likes the mountains. Annie likes the mountains. Number 3, false again. The correct answer then is Annie lives in the country. Annie lives in the country. Number 4, false again. The correct answer, the correct sentence is they walk to the mountain on weekends. They walk to the mountains on weekends. Okay? Very good. And that is the end of that worksheet, because in the last activity you have to create sentences with some words that I gave you. Words, okay? So that it's personal. So now I'm going to explain you some content of this worksheet. This one. Okay, I'm going to explain you the use of present simple in negative and interrogative form. This. Okay. Pay attention. Look. First of all, I'm going to say that we use present simple to talk about routines and habits. But this time, I'm going to explain you the negative form and the interrogative form. Okay? Pay attention to me. When we want to make, create, or say sentences using present simple, we have to write first a pronoun, I, you, we, they, the name of a person, the name of two people, or animal. That is the subject. Then we're going to use don't or doesn't. Okay, don't or doesn't. Then we're going to use a verb. And then we're going to have a complement at the end of the lesson. So, subject, don't or doesn't. then the verb, and then the complement. That is the structure of a negative sentence in present simple. But look, here I have two examples. Yes, because when your subject, the subject of a sentence is he, she, or it, you have to use doesn't instead of don't. Okay? When the subject is he, she, or it, you are not going to use don't, you're going to use doesn't. Then the verb, and then the complement. Okay? Look again. I'm going to use do with I, you, we, and they. I'm going to use does with he, she, and it. Okay? And remember that in the negative form is don't and doesn't. So let's see the examples. I don't study every day. He doesn't play tennis. Now, I have a question for you. Can you write to me in the chat an example of a negative form in present simple using the pronoun I, you, we, or they? Can you please? I'm going to read your example. So please, do it. Samuel says, I don't like vegetables. That's very good, Samuel. Excellent. Vicente, Dragon89, Vicente Dragon 89 says, she doesn't like eat ice cream. Very good too. Excellent. Matias Salinas, we doesn't like study. Okay, Matias, in that case, there is a mistake because remember that we're going to use do with the pronoun we. So your sentence is incorrect. The correct sentence would be we don't like study. Okay? We don't. We don't. Okay, who else? JPEZ2D. No sé quién es. I don't like meat. It's correct. I don't like meat. Very good. Constanza Reyes says, I don't like pizza. Okay, but you can use another verb too. Not only like. For example, I don't play. He doesn't listen. You don't eat, etc. Milka says, she doesn't play basketball. She doesn't play basketball. Very good, Milka. Excellent. Okay, and that's it. Let's continue with the interrogative form, the questions, okay? So pay attention again. To create sentences in the interrogative form in present simple, you have to follow the next structure. To do it, first of all, you're going to start the questions using do or does, depending on the subject, remember, do or does. Then the subject, in this case, you or he. Then the verb, then the complement, and at the end, the question mark. Okay? So first, you're going to start with do or does, then the subject, then the verb, finally the complement and the question mark. We're not going to use not in these questions, in this form. We're not going to use not. Only do or does, not don't or doesn't, because that is the negative form and we are making questions now. Again, do or does at the beginning, you or he, then the verb, and the complement. Okay? Very good. So let's read the examples. Do you study every day? Does he play tennis? Okay, very good. Remember that I wrote does here because the subject is he, and we're going to use does with he, she, and it. Okay, so now I need that you please give me examples of questions with do or does. Give me examples because I'm going to read the examples. Wait a second. Okay, I'm here again. Sorry. The examples. Claudia Carrasco says, does she play basketball? Very good. Martina Guayo, does he walk in week? There is a mistake there. Okay, every week can be possible. Every week. Isidra Leiva, does she eat chips? Perfect, easy, very good. Constanza Reyes, do I speak Italian well? Perfect. Samuel, do you listen to the question? Do you listen to the question? Very good. Milka, does he hear the bird? Hear? Okay. Ignacia Peña, do you like the kids? Yes, okay, it can be possible. Vicente, does she run? Then no, that's incorrect. I think Vicente Dragon 89. Does she run than Naruto? It's incorrect. Does Juan says, I'm sorry, Samuel, does they play football? That is incorrect. Remember that you have to use do with they. Do, not does, okay? Very good. Do you eat spaghetti for lunch? Martina Gonzalez, do you eat spaghetti for lunch? That's correct. Juan Pablo Ñate, does he eat pizza in the morning? Very good. Correct. Excellent. Okay. So that is the end of today's lesson because we only have 20 minutes to this lesson, okay? Milka, yes. Okay, here. Very good. Here. Okay. Let's make a review about this, okay? Remember, do, does. I'm going to use you with I, you, we, and they. I'm going to use does with he, she, and it. But what happens if I say, for example, Maria, blah, blah, blah? If I say Maria, I'm going to use do or does. What do you think? Do or does? Maria. Yes, Florencia Gomez. Does, Isi Leiva. J Cat. No sé quién es J Cat. I don't know who is. Does. If I say, for example, Pedro and Tomás, what am I going to use? Do or does? If I say Pedro and Tomás. Pedro and Tomás. Matías Salinas, do. Isidora Reynoso, do. Florencia Gómez, do. Milka dice, does. Okay. If I say the name of two people in English, it's plural. So you have to use do. In the case of Pedro and Tomás, we can replace them into they, with they. This pronoun, Pedro and Tomás, they. So we're going to use do. And if I say the name of one person, for example, Pedro, Isidora, or Mary, you're going to use does. If you use the name of only one person, use does. If you okay, if you are going to use the name of more than one person, you have to use do. Okay? Okay, that is the end of the lesson. Did you understand something? Did you like the lesson? Remember that we're going to have a live streaming every Friday at 9 a.m. So the idea is that you watch my video. It's really important because that is the lesson of the week. And on Fridays, we're going to talk about the lesson and we're going to check the homework. Remember that if you don't have the workbook, don't worry because I'm going to send you a picture of the page that you have to do. Did you receive the picture of the page of the workbook of this week? Chiquillos, les comentaba que si no tienen el workbook, perdón, no se preocupen porque yo cada miércoles, junto con el link del video que voy a subir, les voy a enviar un Word con la foto de la página del workbook que tienen que hacer. Entonces, si no lo tienen, pueden hacerla, por último, si no tienen impresora, escriben las respuestas en su cuaderno y si tienen impresora, mejor aún porque la imprimen y hacen la tarea. Eso es todo. Yeah, okay, that is the end of this streaming. See you next Friday. Bye.